Alright, Counter Jungle Guide. This guide I've made after practicing quite a lot with Ao Kuang and many other junglers that have an escape and a good initiation. Now I'm starting off at the red camp on the light side of the map, and I'm going to go next to the solo lane. So I'm gonna kick ass and kill these buff camps as quickly as possible. In order to do that, in this case, I'm gonna get Dragon's Call, which is the highest single target damage ability that Ao Kuang can get first. I'm gonna work out the camps, and with Hercules' help, I'm gonna go down really quickly. I don't want to stay in the camp more than I should, so I'm not going to try and push very hard. Instead, I'm gonna go defensively, and I'm going to plan my strategy in such a way that I can go from my solo lane all the way in the back to get the harpies over there. And I need to move fast. If you see now, I'm intercepted one of these little critters called Thor. And Thor here is dead meat. Now that's all fine and dandy, but what happens when the jungler tries and force my solo lane and tries to back him to a corner? Well, it's simple, he's gonna stay there, he's gonna go under the tower and he's gonna defend. You have to chat with your team, and you have to be really fast. These back harpies are a lot of experience. Taking both back harpies will net you about as much experience as the first kill. So that's really nice. And not only that, but you stagnate the enemy jungler from actually performing his role, because these camps are very important early on because they'll get you a level up. So as you see now, I'm already ahead, and I'm starting to work my way up. Now as a jungler, it's very important, and it's extremely important to gank lanes, so be sure to gank plenty of lanes. Don't give a lot of time to the jungle and don't give a lot of importance to it, because the most important part of any jungler is to assist its team and finish off the enemies as quickly as possible. Don't forget about the mid harpies, they're extremely valuable and they give a lot of experience. If you can gank, do it, but don't take unnecessary risks. It's always good to have backup. Now, whenever I go in, I make sure that either the enemy is low on mana or I can finish the kill as quickly as possible. Now I'm very focused and I usually try and kill as many people as I can before the 10-minute mark, because it really goes down on their nerves, when you see like multiple kills one after another and it's just the start of the game, it wears the enemy down. It's a psychological thing. So check this out. In this case, Fenrir grabs me by the ass and I give him a whoop and he's never gonna forget. It's really good to help push towers, but again, don't overdo it. As a jungler, you're not really supposed to push towers early on, but you're supposed to prevent the enemy from actually gaining experience from mobs and trying to push your towers. So just play naturally. The only big difference when you're counter jungling is that you have to focus on those back harpies, and they're really important. I usually get a lot of kills in my game because the enemy jungler is just running from camp to camp and doesn't know what to do. Now I usually get a defensive item as my last item, and I start off with Boomba's Mask. After that I build boots, and then I go with the core items for each of my jungler. In this case, Ao Kuang, I'm gonna increase his attack speed with telekinesis and demonic and so forth. I usually get some kind of sustain, something that will drain the life from the enemy, and I usually always try and focus on getting this Aegis or beads or something that will help me escape or keep my ass alive, because as you know, junglers are fairly skinny guys who can die in just mere hits. As you see here, I was almost dead and I took like 2 hits. So end level, you really have to focus on surviving. Sometimes I'm a bit crazy and I try and finish off more than I can chew, and sometimes I'm really lucky, but it's best to stay hidden in the shadows as much as possible. Your team will do great, even without you. And remember, the jungler isn't the most important player. There is no most important player. There's a team, and you're a part of it. So you have to do your role. I don't always win, but I try, and regardless of which side I start, I go from the solo lane all the way to the back harpies as quickly as possible, while making sure that my solo guy, stays alive. Thanks for watching. This has been QuickTime Gamer 90s. See ya later, alligators.